Hi Ubaid, my name's Daphne, one of the essay correctors here at IELTSpodcast.com. There seems to have been a really long delay in anyone correcting your essays. I'm really sorry. They've just arrived on my desk, so let me get into them with you now. Some people think schools have to be more entertaining, while others think their sole purpose is to educate. Which do you agree with? Use specific reasons and examples. Okay, so you've got nice 4 paragraphs, that's great. Little bit short, we want to be pushing for a bit longer here, quite a lot longer, but let's see what's happening. So it's an undeniable fact that the major purpose of schools is to educate children, absolutely. However, other asset that extracurricular activities is also necessary in school syllabuses. Okay, others, so that should be plural. Assert, I think you mean, that means speak forcefully. So extracurricular activities, here what I would do is say what they might be, such as more sport or art lessons, and then are also necessary in the school. Careful, watch out for articles, the school syllabus. According to my opinion, extracurricular activities are the main resource to enhance their physical and mental health, good, and not only focus on exams. I think you need a little extra there just to share the contrast between focusing on exams, which is this just educate, and entertaining. So it's like a comparative essay, this. And then what we need is another sentence. This essay will discuss, and Ben will show you how to do that in the next modules coming up. Okay, so good start, good intro there. To begin with, participation in non-academic activities will help them in many ways. Now, them, okay, is children, which you mentioned all the way back here. Read that again. So, children and students, or students at school, in many ways. First and foremost, spelling. These activities will help them, again, to boost their stamina, strength, as well as activeness. Now, I've put in that we mean sport. You haven't even mentioned sport to me yet. So you need to tell me how. First and foremost, these activities, including lessons in football or whatever you want to say. But remember, the examiner isn't a mind reader, so you need to put these things in so that they know what you're talking about here. Stamina, confident, cooperative, in order to explain their ideas and thoughts. Good. Secondly, they will learn skills. Okay, that's great. Brilliant. Yeah? Okay, and then you can put an example in here. Again, we'll show you how to do this. So if you get an example in there, it develops your argument more, and also gives you more words. Yeah. So there are a plethora. You need article. So watch out on articles, especially if you don't have them in your language. They are very important in English. To be in favour of the importance of extracurricular activities, because if we only give value to education, it will create physical and mental issues. Okay, I wouldn't do first and foremost, and then secondly, and then firstly again. There's a wide range of linking words which you could use. You could put here, this is because, which is slightly more academic, I think works better for you here. In this competitive era, people have hectic schedules, okay? Today, people are allocating most of their time to achieve. So people here, again, you still mean students. So be specific on who you mean here. So students allocate most of their time to achieving high grades. So just present simple, allocate, not are allocating. And to make handsome amounts of money. Now, hang on a minute. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about people who work, or are you talking about students? Be careful in this paragraph, it's a little bit confusing. I get this, and that's fine, but that doesn't work if you're still talking about school children. Okay, so be very careful to stay on the right point here. You can develop this. They're under pressure to get high grades in school, and therefore continue to higher education, that sort of thing. Don't go as we all know. Try and keep we out of it. It's a formal style of writing. We don't have we. So I would go, in conclusion, I believe. So it's an opinion essay. I want your opinion, remember? It's your opinion essay. I want your opinion here, which you've done, but I want your opinion again here. Schools should focus on education to enhance the likelihood of a successful career. However, entertainment, now so what kind of entertainment do you mean is an effective way? Okay, so I good start, really good start. You've argued it nicely, you've got some really good points in there. So I think really my main point here is to develop your ideas and tell me what you understand by entertainment. Really develop every little point you're making. So here, doing an enjoyable activity with a child can develop better skills and more creativity than reading. To what extent do you agree? So how much do you agree? It is argued that, so it's argued here by parent, by education, argued by education experts, thinks who might argue this sort of thing. That, no comma needed there. Parents must encourage their children to participate in activities which will enhance their own skills or activeness as compared to providing them with books. Would be ing. Then with books to read on their own. Keep expanding this idea of comparing. Help them to become smarter or make them physically stronger. Okay. The numerous benefits to include ourselves in activities. Okay. Now, to include ourselves in activities, we're talking about doing an activity with a child. So carefully, you're absolutely on the question. So to encourage children to take part in activities. Make sure there's connection here between the topic sentence, so the main sentence in your paragraph, and the question words. So due to the invention of technology, people are able to convert stories as well as lessons into videos by adding images and attractive voice. For instance, a recent survey of Oxford, capital letters there, suggests that it's the law of the UK to teach their students on projectors rather than give them books. Okay, this is a little bit off point. You're talking about schools here, and this essay isn't talking about schools. This essay is talking about a child, so that suggests younger than student, and doing an enjoyable activity with them. So we're talking about going to the park, or playing football, or going to visit a museum, taking them to a music lesson, any of those things which are more creative. Yeah, this really important word, develop more creativity. So here you're talking about schools. This would be better in the other essay, actually. Secondly, don't use this, as we all know, forget that. Teachers have to introduce things to basic needs. Okay, that's a really nice idea. Yeah, but I would connect that to what parents could do. Parents could support school lessons by taking their children to visit an animal park or something like that, or organise an exhibition. Lovely idea. Really like the ideas. And just make sure you're absolutely answering the right question. I think that's what's happening here. On the flip side, too casual, too informal. So, however, today most people reckon too informal. So understand, argue, suggest that books is the past and traditional way to gain knowledge. It is not a superior way. Books have limited information. Nowadays people are avoiding books. It's not so useful. I think you have to be very careful arguing that in an academic essay, actually. Remember, keep it to children. So you might say children find it difficult to read. Some children find books hard to understand. Be quite careful on connecting this again back to the children. So what is better for creativity? Is it better to be reading? So you could say the children are learning a lot, their imaginations are being stimulated. Or you could say they're more creative if they're doing teamwork by playing sport. So here, in conclusion, and then to what extent it says, so I strongly agree. oops, sorry, strongly agree that, or I strongly disagree. So careful again, make sure we're absolutely answering the right type of question. People, so it's not people, remember it's children. So there's just little mistakes here, but all these are making a big difference, okay? Okay, so you've got some really good ideas, but make sure you're answering the right question. I think that's my main message there. Be super careful on that one. Well done, Ubaid. Good to hear from you. And look at these corrections carefully. Write out any paragraphs again. If you feel you need to, make a note of the corrections. That really helps you to improve rapidly.